Hello everyone, welcome. This is Code with me, and we are working on the soundboard again. Welcome. So if this is your first time joining, this is a continuation of a series that I'm doing on building this soundboard here. Let me show you. Let's turn this on. Building this soundboard here in order to just play some sounds and have some fun. And all of the code that I'm showing today will be on this repository here. So let me go ahead and share that. And if you haven't seen any of these live streams before, we have a calendar for NVIDIA Omniverse community events. And you can add this to your own Gmail or Outlook or whatever you use to stay up to date with events that we're having. Tomorrow we have a really great one about getting started with Python scripting components. This is a new feature in Omniverse Create that's coming out this month. So I'm very excited for that, and can't wait to show you guys what we have tomorrow. And then this is November 1st, and Nodevember has started. This is not an NVIDIA event, but I just wanted to share it. The idea is that you can, there's prompts for every 2 days in the month. And the idea is to create something using node graphs. So you could do shading and texturing, modeling, music, or you could use action graph in Omniverse to build some sort of behavior that responds to these prompts. And then once you've made something, you can share a screenshot on Twitter or Instagram, any social media platform, and hashtag it with Nodevember or Nodevember 2022. So I highly encourage you all to give this a shot. I think it's a lot of fun to see what people build here. And let me know if you do build anything using Action Graph so we can share it with you. All right, so let's get into it. So last week we left off with this drag and drop functionality where you can reorder these buttons if you want to. And right now it's just dropping them right before the button that I drop on. So I think we can make a small improvement here to, depending on where I drop, if it's to the left or to the right of center, put it to the left or right of the button that I'm dropping on. I think that would be a good improvement. And then right now I have the edit mode hard coded, so it's always in edit mode. So we need to have a way to toggle edit mode on and off. So that's what we're focusing on. There's going to be more features to the edit mode. We have that drag and drop. We also want to add a color widget so that you can change the colors on these buttons. And we need to be able to rename these buttons in case you're not happy with the name. So for example, this thing you copy, I want to rename it, but I don't have a way to do that yet. So that's some of the things we'll be working on today. All right, so let me get set up here. Okay, so pull up some code. And one of the things that I'm going to want to do, so we've used settings before. We have this persistent setting for button width. And I want to, the other way that you can use settings is to basically use it as a way to communicate state between different widgets or extensions. Since you can subscribe to changes, they don't necessarily have to be persistent. So that was something that I realized early on is that right now with this design, every setting that I'm setting, and I'm choosing to make that persistent, and that shouldn't be the case. Some settings are meant to be transient. They shouldn't be saved and loaded reloaded after a session is ended. And one of the cases where I thought that might be useful to leverage that would be with this edit and perform mode. That's something that I don't care to persist, but it could make communicating state to different classes easier. Instead of passing in the edit mode into this button slot could just subscribe to whenever the mode changes, and then it can just update itself based off of that change. And same with the window. So I think that's a good idea to make that change. The other thing that I'll be showing today is adding a glyph for the move handle, and we'll also be adding that color widget. And then we'll see how far we get with those things. So with the settings, I created this class to basically be this, be able to easily interact with, have one class where I can grab member variables that give me the keys to all of the settings. So just to make coding a little bit easier and cleaner. But like I said, I don't want everything to be persistent. So I was thinking that I should have like a transient persistent I may just rename this to just settings instead of keys. So we need that. And this will also be used there. Okay. So those are my persistent settings, and then this will be my transient settings. And we'll call this mode. And this one won't need this. I don't need to get all the keys here, I don't think. This one was, I'm only using it, I already did this search here. I was really only using it for getting getting the persistent keys, so I could load and save all the persistent keys. But for the transient keys, I don't care. And then we could still have one interface for all the settings, and we'll use multiple inheritance to combine them. And I don't think this needs to do anything. Yeah, this is in the wrong order here. This one wants to be defined after the other one since it doesn't know anything about the other ones yet. Okay, so I think that's going to work. So now these are fine. These references need to change. I'm just going to call it settings. And then this one's going to subscribe to settings. Cool. So not too bad. And Now we could also subscribe to a new one, which will be that mode. So whenever the mode changes, I don't think the window doesn't care about mode just yet, so I'll leave that off for now. But let's go to widgets and to the button slot. This one cares. And I'm just gonna make this a Boolean, I think, because I don't want to. I'm gonna rename that where is it? This one. I'm gonna rename it to edit mode. Just so that I can use a Boolean there and simplify it. Otherwise, I need like an enum to know which state it's in. So here, let's get the settings manager in here. Let's config window. Settings manager would benefit from being being potentially a global class, a singleton. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll get to that. Okay, so once we have that, then we can do self.settings.get, and we just need to give it the key, which will be settings.edit mode, and then we'll fix that import. Cool. And then edit sub, copy that from the window here. And on mode changed. And what does this thing take? Erase this and comma paste. All right. I need to figure out what that item and that event type are. And anything else here? And then I should destroy. Well, let's leave that there for now. So if we save this, I don't remember if this has a fallback value. Get. To get his bool. All right, well, let's try that out. Yeah, keyword arg. It's gonna be over on the Windows side. Button slot, there you are. We don't need you anymore. Oh, I don't have another error. Settings manager has no, oh, okay. That's fine. Oops. Here. Just get, it'll be fine. Cool. I suppose. Let's find out what this value is. On startup. Button slot doesn't have an odd mode change. That's because I didn't make this one private. There we go. So this is false by default. Or none. I wonder why that changed a bunch of times. That's interesting. This is from the slider. Oh, no. This is on, this is because I made a mistake over here. I don't think I set it to edit mode. Yeah, it's supposed to be edit mode. There we go. So then the value here is going to be not sure why that's still printing out 167. Okay, so that's going to be none. So I could believe I could just set these in my extension toml so that I have some default values. Where here. There you are. I think this is the better place to define these. That way I'm not putting in the code and it lets everybody else know what's available here. Okay. So now I'll save. I do need to reload in order to get that to pick up. And here, that's off already. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to relaunch here. And we'll see what we got. Okay, we're good. Now, if I load my extension, well, that's odd. What did I get here? Failed to parse my toml. Why? I did it right. I think... Oh, this is not Python. I'm pretty sure it needs to be lowercase. Okay. Sorry, still new to toml. But yeah, I'm gonna have to relaunch, I think, for that to come through. If you're here, let me know in the chat. I'm just setting up some default values for these settings when the extension's loaded, so that I don't need to put it in the code, but this is turning out a little bit slower since I have to relaunch in order to pick them up. Okay. Now, hopefully it should be there now. No, what did I do wrong? No error. Oh, it's just sound. There we go. All right, so we have that. We can see here now that the default value is false, which is great. Now if I come over to the script editor, settings, get string, and we called it exts medicodes.soundboard and edit mode. Should be able to get that false value again. And then if I edit that value, I should get another print because of the subscription. There it is. So the event type is changed and the value is true now. Cool. I'm not sure why it's firing a bunch. That is odd. I did subscribe to the right one here. All right. All right, we'll have a look at that later. Cool, so this is going to be the value here. And now we're going to do a frame here. What is this build? So here I'm doing an H stack with that thing, and then I build the button. And I use this whether it's edit mode or no, if it's edit mode, then I only show this here. So I do need to come over here and say self.edit is equal to value. And then I need to trigger a rebuild. And I'm going to do that here. And then self.frame.set build function is going to be build frame. And we're going to stuff all of that into build frame. Cool. And self.build frame. So the reason I did that is so that I can leverage the rebuild on the frame. So I can do self.frame.rebuild. And we can go ahead and save that, I think. Just double check my work here. We don't need to print that out anymore. Okay. So here we are in edit mode. Come over to my script editor, set this to false. And now we're out of edit mode. Cool. Oops, something happened here. Why? I'm gonna have to set up a destruction because this is still calling the old subscription. So def destroy self dot sub edit sub is equal to none. And then when the window is destroyed, it should just work. I shouldn't need a destruction here. Nah, I don't think that's necessary. All right. Edit mode is true. Edit mode is false. Edit mode is true, but it doesn't change back. Yeah, let's restart this. I've that leftover callback is messing things up. Button slots can stick around because I'm passing it into the on drop. Okay. Here we are. So it restarted with the default setting, which is what we want. So far, so good. And now when I set it to true, hopefully this time it'll flip. Nope. So if I do that though, close it and then save to relaunch it, that's gonna work. So edit value. Am I flipping this anywhere? Unless let's just try reading directly from the setting. false, true. There we go. Weird. I'm not sure why that value is stale. Unless there's something else. Flipping it, I'd need to debug to get to the bottom of it, but for now, this is faster. And it's probably better. I just save myself a member variable. All right, so we have that toggle. We can add a button. Build window. We have this VStack. That's going to be my grid. So if I do with UI dot hstack with UI spacer here, and then UI dot button. I always forget if I want the button to be checkable, does it need to be set edit mode, and all this needs to do this thing is just doing that. Okay. I feel like a radio button would be easier here. Setting man, set, settings, reboot. All right, let's keep going here. When the button's clicked, okay. We're going to pass in the button itself. Fix that import. All right, hopefully that'll do it. Save that. Nope, I broke something. line 69 of window, yeah. Set. Ooh. This one returns the Boolean, so I don't need to pass it through. So let's do that. I don't know what that means. Let's check again here. Oh, radio buttons don't have labels. Title, text. There we go. That's massive. But not quite, eh? Height and width, make that 0. So that's not being called. Right, because I need to, the checked state, I guess, doesn't change when I click on it. So let's set the height on this thing to 0. And I guess we go with what I was, what is, my bad, that's wrong. Okay, let's check that. No print though. So back to my original plan. Set clicked function, and then we do a partial here. Edit mode and the button. Then we do button dot checked is equal to not button dot checked, and then we set this to the current value of checked, and I think that's good. This can just be a button. There we go. Not edit, in edit mode, not edit. Now it's in sync. So we can stop that. Cool. I like it. Now let's fix the drag and drop. Oh, that was interesting. So, got out of sync there. Oh, I see. Interesting. So I rebuilt in edit mode, I drag, and I've rebuilt this thing, and it's no longer in sync. So we can fix that. In fact, I should have done that from the beginning. This checked state is equal to this setting. Whoops, this is a get. There we go. So now when I drag, whoops, drag, this still stays as it should. Cool. All right, so we got that going. Next up, we need to fix the drag. Come over here, and basically what I want to do is, this is going to give me an index for a button. So this is going to be the index before the one that I dragged onto. So let's call this insert index. And then all we need to do is get the button width is equal to, this is where we need to pass in the button, because right now I've got this thing, which is actually self. And I need self because that gives me the sound name. Let's do it that way. Okay, so now we have the sound name, we have the button. This button can give us the computed width, and button pose x is equal to button dot position. I don't remember the name of this. I think it's on widget. Screen position X. So that's the position of the button. And then we just want to know where the center of that button is. So we just do button center is equal to button pose X plus button width divided by 2. And then if button, if e dot x is greater than the center of the button, then insert index plus equals 1. And then we do that. We don't need this anymore. We don't need any of that anymore. And we save. Cool. So now enter edit mode. Come over here, and if we drag right before, it puts applause right before it. But if we grab applause and put it to the right of that, puts applause to the right of it. Let's grab doorbell and put it after applause, and we got it. Cool. So not too bad. Then we can exit edit mode. I don't know if I'm saving. I don't think I'm saving these yet. Crowd laughing is first right now. Nope, it gets reordered back to what it was. So after I've done this, we need to save the user config. How many times, where am I using all this? Let's find out where I'm using it. I am using it in the window there, which we don't need to do anymore or at all. Yeah, pretty sure we don't need this at all anymore. And I am using it here when I drag a new thing in. So, and for whatever reason I defined that there. So we should probably move that into a constants. Okay. And I don't know if I need data dir over there. Doesn't look like I was using that. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, there. So yeah, let's bring in data dir as well. Sort my imports. Okay, and then here we're good. And then I can use it in my button slot. Now, probably what I would want to do is, yeah, let's go ahead and put that over here. If not button checked, then we'll save our settings. So in theory, come over here, go into edit mode, and say I move this to the third spot. Doorbell, crowd laughing, applause. And then I reset, close that, reload, applause is still there. But as soon as but if I swap this over and then undo edit mode, now when I reload, it's saved. Cool. So we like this. Now, hey Gavin, welcome. Now what we can do is, let's do the glyph. Let's add the glyph. So I've already gone out and picked out the glyph that I want. I'm going to use the toolbar move icon to as my glyph for my move icon. And let's search for glyph here. And I'm looking for this one. So this is gonna take my SVG and convert it into text. So come back over here, and we can leave the rectangle, I think. But I think I want Z-stack. And UI.label. What was this thing called? Toolbar move global. Okay, so this is another one of those carb tokens. This points to that glyph directory that I was looking at. And so it'll resolve that path and then add the SVG name file name that I have here. And it's going to convert that. It's actually going to resolve the token internally here and give me font, give me text. So if I double check here, let's close that, save that, go into edit mode. Well, it's there, but it didn't quite land where I wanted it. What did I mess up here? Probably want to make sure that the width and height of this is 0. It's closer. Yeah, you can't drag it on itself. I need to sort that out. Value error. Let's fix that before I forget. Here on the drop, try accept value error return. Okay, so we'll just if I happen to drop it onto the same button that I've just removed, then we won't do anything there. Or maybe I could check it up here. Let's see, this would be MIME data would be this is the sound name that I dropped it on. So if sound name equals e.mime data return. Let's do it that way. Okay, so now I drag this onto itself and it doesn't tear out anymore. Okay. Let's fix this. It looks like they're just different sizes, so I probably just want to make the rectangle a bit bigger. And let's try that. There we go. Yeah, I think the font size is 16. So that worked out. We'll make that some sort of dark gray. Point two. Well, I think I just hit it and nailed it right with the original background, so I don't want that. Darker. There we go. And then these are overlapping. I had kind of fixed this before. It's because of the button width. The column width is different. It's going to be over here. I just added a blanket 10 here, but now it's going to need to be more like 16. And I'm not going to hard code this, but we'll there. So now it's happier. What I need to do over here, call that gutter. Then we'll get the edit mode. So we're going to do the gutter offset. I don't remember how to do a ternary. Oh, yeah, it was close. So if it's edit mode, we do that. That if it's edit mode, else that. And then we put that there. So now doesn't look like it's doing it. All right, we'll come back to that. That's not really that important. Next up, so we have our custom glyph, got the button reordering working, got the edit mode and for perform mode, the color widget. So the color widget, we have a color widget. It looks like this. It's got a model. I think the model returns a list of 3 values, or probably 3 values. No, maybe 4 values. So let's add it. Feels like this is going to have a minimum height, which might be unfortunate. It's going to dictate my size here a bit more. So oh yeah, and this needs to use the gutter as well. Okay. Okay. With UI.vStack, we add that. And then we're going to add the color widget. Let's just see what happens. Whoa, decided to fill the whole thing. Makes sense. I wonder if I could hard code this. Yeah, it's not going to let me go that small. So I'm going to need to go at least that big, which is probably going to be something like, let's just try 32. Nope, that was, wait, well, yeah, it does match, right? So I need to fix that offset there, that's bothering me. And that's cool. Now over here, if we add I think this is a style. Font size, gutter width. This needs to be dictionary. Whoa, that's too big. Looks cool though. No, it swapped over to a different font. That's interesting. I don't actually know how that works. So we'll leave that at 20. And then should be able to line this. There we go. Cool. It's got that little arrow from the toolbar to mean you can long click it. All right, we need to get this thing. It feels bigger. What's the minimum size for this thing? Okay, it doesn't need to be that big. I'm just going to center this horizontally. And margin height. Give it like 5. Something like that. And then I'll have a whole bar here that will stick out. Cool. That means, yeah, we'll leave the gutter width at that size. Okay. Then I need to learn how to use this model. We just get the color model and we can subscribe to it. Okay. What kind of model does this thing want? All right, when I build this thing, get the model. And we want to okay. I'm gonna subscribe to whenever these items change. And this is going to be on color changed. And then model and item. Color changed, self, model, item, pass. Oh, this would be the default value. Perfect. So I don't need to do this. So here, I need to get the color. The way we do that is with the config manager. We're going to get the resolved config. We're going to get sounds repo, the sound name I care about. Oops. The sounds repo, self dot sound name, and then get color or some default color, which I guess would be a list. I don't know. That. And we'll need to set a default color. Color is equal to that. So then when we come over here, we can just do star color to unpack it. And then on color change, I need to make sure that I save these changes. And I don't remember the pattern that I had for changing the user config. Get self.sound name. Yeah, not too happy with this currently, this bit here, but so we get that or none. If not, if sound data is none, then we get it from the resolved config. I suppose I could just get it from the resolved config. That's probably what I want to do. And then self.sound name. Okay, so I have the sound data at that point. Once I have that, get the color or none. I guess that doesn't matter. I'll have the color. So all I need to do is now go to the user config. This. Get the sound name. If it has the key, then all we need to do no, I guess it doesn't matter. I don't need to do a check here. Whether there's a key or not, we're just gonna create a key at this point and add it. Okay, so now all I need to do is set the color. Go away to whatever the color will be. And this, we'll do it again here. Copy code. That's the color model. Color.append. And we're going to append the item.get value as float. Oh, I'm sorry, component. And this needs to be model. Okay, so now we should be good. So now we have a full list, which I think is 4 values. So I should then color slice from 0 to 3, I believe. And I'm not going to remember again. Refreshing on my slice operators here. That's what I want. Cool. So okay. And we'll save when we exit edit mode. After the color's changed, I do need to then rebuild this button, self.frame.rebuild. Okay, let's see what happens. If this works on the first try, I'll be surprised. Nope. I didn't store the color subscription. Color sub is equal to none. Okay, and then let's just print out the sound data to see what we have here. Close that, save. Okay, we're getting closer. Non-held to held instance. That doesn't sound good. It's probably going to be somewhere here. Or it could be here. Let's see what happened. Okay, that's happy. So I wonder what my user config looks like now. This is the right one. Cool. So at that point, I've added an empty list there, which is what I expected. I'm really where is that frame? So this is not what I wanted to do, actually. I only want to rebuild the button. So that could be part of the problem. In this build button, okay. There. And now when we redo this, so I think the issue was that I was rebuilding the frame and getting rid of the color widget while I was in that function. Let's give it a shot. So before I re-enable the rebuild, I just want to check to see, whoa. Nope. So the part that's unhappy is the item and model business. How did I mess that up so bad? Just by adding one frame here. There we go. So it really doesn't like that. Surprisingly. think there's one more example of this. Oh, this is where I messed up. Oh. No, that's right. Model.get item value model. That looks correct. What I wanted to do is what happens if I put that. What happens if I use this item? Nope. Does not like that. There is, let's take a look at the Omni example UI. Color widget doc. So they're doing a few things here. This is doing a value changed. And yeah, I don't care too much about that. So my other option would be to self.color model dot subscribe to end edit function. Let's see if that's any better for me. It's going to be the same design here. So this should, I think, only fire when I'm done editing. And that gives me a simple int model. So if I did this correctly now, I'm not bold enough to do it all at one go yet. Much better. Cool. I can never remember what these models, abstract value model. I don't want to use the function, I want to use the property. It's just as float. Okay, so we come back over here. As float. Get all our colors together, we add them, and then here we go. Which, yeah, we messed this up there, but that's okay. Save. Change that one. And the color saved. Didn't quite do the rebuild, did it? But, oh, because save the color there, that's good. Because I'm not using the color over here. So now we can do the same thing over here. And when we build the button, we say style is equal to color, maybe background color, and we'll get it like that. Yeah. And then style is equal to style. Well, I don't know how I got that to restack again. All right, what am I missing here? Should it be color? Pretty sure it's not color. Oh, because it needs to be, I'm giving it a list. I need to build that into a proper color here. So here, UI.color, color. Let's unpack it. There we go. Oh, cool. I don't know why that restack why those are stacked again, but I'll sort that out. And then in non-edit mode, I also need the color to persist. So getting there. This is, I obviously want to, I don't want to leave it like this. This is a mess to read. The subscription's working though. Yeah, so this needs to come out. And this one needs to come over here. There we go. So now I can go back into edit mode. I can change this. I can change that one. Then I can go out of edit mode, and now I've got those two colors. Hey, this is starting to look a lot nicer. Okay. Now, something broke my gutter. I wonder... I really don't know when that happened. I wonder if it's because of this button frame rebuild. Looks like it might be. So I kind of want the best of both of those worlds. Yeah, now it's not going to rebuild that button, but when I toggle off, it'll switch it back. I want to be able to, when I'm not in edit mode, I want to get rid of this gutter. And when I'm in edit mode, I want to maintain that gutter. But something here doesn't like it. I also need to figure out what that default button color is. Okay. Let's take a look. Retrace our steps here. So we have this rectangle. It's using the gutter width. Oh, is that what I messed up? Yeah, these need to be... That's right, this is the H stack. Let's see how this one does. All right, so that seems happier, right? I don't think I got the... Still printing this out. Oh, I didn't do the rebuild. Let's bring the rebuild back in. Close that, save. And now we can change this to magenta or pink. Yeah, that did it. Cool. Now I don't know why that is still there, why the gutter shows up in non-edit mode. If I'm in edit mode, we want Let's take a look at the window. This is where I thought the logic would shrink it down. Build window. So unless the gutter offset is correct, but what's wrong is that my full size is wrong. So let's try it. Let's explicitly say here. Let's try that. Oh, now it collapsed. Nope. For some reason, that's maybe too late. Maybe I need to put it on the frame itself. But yeah, the frame doesn't know anything about that. I guess what I could do Nope, I killed it. What don't you like? It wants an integer, maybe? And 32. Can I do that? Nope. Weird. Vertical clipping, separate window width. This is the keyword argument. That's on the frame, but the widget should have a setter for width. Oh, I see. So I need to use a length. Where's width? It's going to be down here. It's alphabetical. So I want a length. What is a length? A length is all right, let's try that. window, constants, widgets. So this is going to be a UI.length with the slot width. Oops, this needs to be property. Okay. Destroy. Okay. Nope. So to me, I can't tell if this is not setting the, if it's the column width that's the problem. So I think it's going to be the column width because this side's collapsing correctly. And yeah, I think I know what the issue is. Okay. Undo all of the, whoops, nope, I need this. Save that. Over here, widgets, undo all of this. Okay. And then over here, I think the issue is that it's not calling this. This isn't being called at the right time. And that would happen, this should happen when I click on the button. See, I don't have a subscription for this one yet. That's my issue. This one's not subscribed to the edit mode change. So it's not adjusting its height. It's column width. If I rebuild the whole thing, then I don't think I want to rebuild the whole thing, but I do want to at least rebuild this subset from the vertical, from the V grid down. All right, before we go nesting frames, let's just see what happens if I edit mode on, edit changed. Okay. There we go. I will see if I need to change this, but for now it's not too bad. Cool. All right, we're at the top of the hour basically. Anybody have any questions? Let's take a look at this design while I'll give you guys time to think of any questions you might have. We added the color widget. I would like to, I have to do the renaming and the removing of buttons. I would like to, I guess we'll just do a whole styling pass. I think we will finish next week. Styling pass is going to include edit bar, buttons, yeah. And I need to bring back the cool. So what's going to happen is I was kind of going back and forth on this design, but just to be able to finish next week, I think I'm just going to have, when you go into edit mode, I'll have some additional settings here, I guess. And I'll figure out a place to put this. I was going to implement it as like a settings window, but what I think I'll do is I'll just have some additional settings here, like the button width. Maybe it'll be at the top. And you can tweak that in edit mode. When you get out of edit mode, those edit options will go away, and you're just left with the buttons like this. So cool. I'd like to try to change the cursor when I'm dragging, just to make it more obvious. So let's add that to the dock. Feel like I'm missing something here. Also, you can only add buttons in edit mode. So if that's the case, maybe I'll have a drop zone for the new sounds. I don't know. Nah, that's just gonna add time. So cool. Yeah, I think the reason I did this is because it's really easy it's a simple extension, but it's really easy to overcomplicate it with lots of extra features. So I think I've achieved overcomplicating it. But the cool thing about that is that we get to just focus on those kit features instead of the business logic of how a soundboard should work. So pretty happy with how it's coming along. Thank you for joining. Again, we have the Python scripting component live stream tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. And we also have the developer office hour on Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern. So hope you can join us, and thanks for coming. See ya.